Donald Trump is losing what is left of his mind on Friday morning. The Nobel Peace Prize Committee decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado, the impressive opposition leader to the Maduro regime in Venezuela. She has stood up for democracy, an important point by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. Democracy is a precondition for lasting peace, they said in awarding Machado the Nobel Peace Prize. Vladimir Putin said that Donald Trump was ripped off, that the Nobel Peace Prize is rigged, and that Trump should have got the Nobel Peace Prize. And all of Donald Trump's top MAGA influencers are citing Vladimir Putin's praise of Donald Trump as demonstrative of why the Nobel Peace Prize must be rigged. For example, Benny Johnson, he's as close to Donald Trump as you can be. Johnson goes, President Putin responds to Trump not winning the Nobel Peace Prize. This award has lost its credibility, says Putin. The committee discussed the prize for people who have done nothing for the world, says Putin. Donald Trump is a complex problem solver, and he's someone who solves crises that will last for decades. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, Putin says his friend Trump got robbed and that the Nobel Peace Prize is rigged. Donald Trump, though, thanking Vladimir Putin for saying that the Nobel Peace Prize is rigged. Donald Trump says, thank you, President Putin. Yes, so Donald Trump thanking the individual who's currently invading Ukraine. Maybe that's one of the reasons, Donald, why you did not win the Nobel Peace Prize. And also because you have done more to harm the cause of democracy than many, many people, I think, in history would be an understatement. Now, speaking of which, Donald Trump's regime during this government shutdown made an important announcement. Was it to protect your health care? No. Was it to make things more affordable for you? No. You want to have a guess their big announcement this morning? Well, everybody, Qatar is getting their own military Air Force base in Idaho. That's right. Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, who unlawfully refers to himself as the Secretary of War, standing next to the leader of Qatar, announcing that today we are signing a letter of acceptance to build Qatari Air Force facilities in the United States. Yep, it will be the Qatari Amiri Air Force facility at Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. Well, so Donald Trump gets a personal 747 jet. Qatar gets a military base in the United States. Here, play this clip of Hegseth. You can see for yourself. Here, play this clip.
No one other than President Trump could have achieved the peace that we believe will be a lasting peace in Gaza. And Qatar played a substantial role from the beginning, working with our folks to ensure that came about. So I want to thank you for that historic peace. We look forward to joining the president as that gets, it's already been delivered, but as that's formally signed as well. And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Amiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us.
Can you imagine if Obama or Biden or anybody gave a foreign country, yet alone Qatar, its own Air Force base in the United States? We're giving the Qataris military bases in America? That's what Donald Trump's doing during this government shutdown, not paying our troops, not addressing the fact that healthcare is going to be ripped away from 20 million Americans, but the Qataris give them a private jet. So there you go. MAGA spent this morning whining about Donald Trump not getting the Nobel Peace Prize. And you have MAGA Republican Congress member Buddy Carter saying, we may need to now get into not making this up, an emergency session of Congress because we've got to deal with the most pressing issue facing America right now. Is it the government shutdown? Is it restoring Americans' health care? Is it making things more affordable for you? No. MAGA Republicans want to hold an emergency session because they want to pass a resolution giving Donald Trump their own version of a Nobel Peace Prize because he did not get it from the official Norwegian committee. So they need a rush to give Donald Trump the congressional Nobel Peace Prize that they want to make up. That's why they say they want to maybe open up Congress right now. Here, play this clip.
And Donald Trump has done that, and I applaud him for that. That's why he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's why I'm introducing a resolution for a sense of Congress today that will honor him with the Nobel Peace Prize. And if need be, we'll call for a discharge petition on that. I hope we can work with the Speaker, though, and get it on the floor for a vote.
Do you think Democrats will ever acknowledge his role in this peace process?
No. I don't think so. And let's face it, right now what we're witnessing with Chuck Schumer is just trying to be more anti-Trump than AOC because he's afraid he's going to get primaried by her. They have such a Trump derangement syndrome over there that I doubt anything that it is going to help President Trump or honor President Trump is going to be supported by the Democrats.
I want to quickly...
Now, you'll hear from the Nobel Committee chair about why Donald Trump didn't get the award. Quote, "We only give the award to people of courage and integrity." Snap. Play this clip.
U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as the chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters, domestically and internationally, affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee?
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
MAGA Republican Senator Roger Marshall rolling out new talking points against the government shutdown. He says that what the Democrats are trying to do is keep the shutdown going through October 18th for the, quote, Soros paid for protests of professional protesters. What the hell is this guy talking? These guys are actually like maniac human beings, these MAGA Republicans. Like, y'all are invading our cities with freaking National Guard troops from other states, and you're saying that the peaceful protests that are taking place in response to the authoritarian, unpeaceful behavior by the Trump regime is somehow to blame for the government shutdown. What the hell are these people talking about? Here, play this clip.
And then October 18th is when the protest gets here. This will be a Soros paid for protest where his professional protesters show up, the agitators show up. We'll have to get the National Guard out. Hopefully it'll be peaceful. I doubt it as well. So I think that they have to get that march done. They have to show their protest. They have to fight like they're saying here. This is all a political show. It's all a political scam right now. This is...
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popak's new law firm. It's called the Popak Firm. Michael Popak's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Meidas Mighty and legal AFers who are approaching Michael Popak with their cases and saying, can you help us? And at that time, Popak was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popak Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popak's firm is free. Give him a call. See if you have a case. It's thepopakfirm.com, thepopakfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popak a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popak. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in. But just so you see, this is their talking point all day. MAGA Mike Johnson going on state regime media known as Fox. And Mike Johnson says, we're so angry. We're angry. It seems like the Democrats, they want to do their October 18th event on the National Mall with the pro-Hamas wing, pro-Antifa people. The No Kings protests you're calling pro-Hamas? Pro-Antifa? What the hell are these crazy human beings, these MAGA Republican, they're just out of their mind even saying the peaceful protests that took place, like the ones over the summer, you're saying are pro-Hamas? Y'all are building military bases for countries that actually had the Hamas people in their country. You're building their military bases in Idaho, you crazy people. What are you talking? Could you imagine? Here, play this clip.
Season because of this nonsense, and we're so angry about it. I mean, I'm a very patient guy, but I have had it with these people. They're playing games with real people's lives. The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. It's all the pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. They're all coming out. Some of the House Democrats are selling T-shirts for the event. And it's being told to us that they won't be able to reopen the government until after that rally because they can't face their rabid base. I mean, this is serious business hurting real people. And I'm beyond words. I can't believe they're actually doing this.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker,
and you can imagine because they're actually doing it. MAGA Republican Congress member Tom Emmer, he's talking, again, this is their talking point now. The No Kings protest, the pro-Hamas, the Hate America rally, the Love America rally. You want to talk about hating America? I don't know. Maybe building military bases of foreign countries from the Middle East who were the ones who actually kept the leaders of Hamas living in their country in Idaho? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you, you pathetic people. Maybe it's you. Here, play this clip.
This is about one thing and one thing only: to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, which is set to hold, as Leader Scalise just commented on, a Hate America rally in D.C. next week.
Then MAGA Mike Johnson says, well, look, we put $50 billion to a rural health care fund. I'm not going to go and mention that we cut $150 billion and we gave $50 billion back after. So it's actually $100 billion cut, but I'm not going to mention that. This is what MAGA Mike said.
In terms of strategy, if you could speak to your strategy on keeping the House out in their districts and any idea when they may come back.
This is not a strategy call to keep the House working in their districts right now. There's an urgent necessity of it. We had a conference call yesterday with House Republicans. They're fanned out across the country. They're in their districts trying to help their constituents because so many of them are now struggling because of the Democrats' games. So they're helping, for example, rural hospitals to access the funds that we got signed into law July 4th, $50 billion rural hospital fund, so they can provide for health care for their constituents. They need to know how to navigate that before Chuck Schumer and the Democrats try to take it away. Their counterproposal CR would spend $1.5 trillion and take away the $50 billion that we passed into law just on July 4th, signed into law by President Trump to prop up rural hospitals. Who cares about health care here? Okay, our members are out working diligently in their districts, serving their constituents right now. We will come back here and get back to legislative session as soon as the Senate Democrats turn the lights back on. That's the fact. That's where we are. Yes, ma'am.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump woke up today and decided to send this gigantic message that looks like a crazy person wrote it, where basically when you read the end of it, he says that he's going to put massive tariffs on against China. Donald Trump wakes up and says, some very strange things are happening in China. They are becoming very hostile and sending letters to countries throughout the world that they want to impose export controls on each and every element of production having to do with rare earths and virtually anything else they can think of, even if it's not manufactured in China. Nobody has ever seen anything like it. Wah, 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 wah. Then Donald Trump goes, one of the policies that will be very good thing that we are considering is, what is it? What is it, Donald? Massive tariffs? Massive tariffs. Got it. That's your plan. Like, that's what got us into this mess. When you put tariffs against the world, And when you decided to start a trade war with China, but then start a trade war against literally every other country. So you also didn't have any allies. And then China very smartly made relationships with the former American allies, or you could say current American allies, that you were tariffing as well. And now you put yourself in a position of weakness, and you sacrificed all of the actual leverage in negotiations with China in order to try to secure a TikTok deal for your wealthy oligarch right-wing friends so that they could own TikTok and turn it into MAGA-talk, basically, and control the algorithm, which requires China's approval as China squeezes the United States in response to your trade war against them by harming our soybean farmers by just not accepting their products. So, Donald, it seems that you were so easily outmaneuvered and anybody could see what was happening there. Who knows anything about geopolitics. Now, just one other point I want to make. Obviously, I'll cover this more with Harry Littman from Talking Feds. We'll do lots of other legal updates, but it seems that Lindsay Halligan, the federal prosecutor who's leading the Eastern District of Virginia, who's never been a prosecutor in her life before. She was Donald Trump's personal attorney, and then she was put as I don't think she's done trials before, yet alone serve as a federal prosecutor. She's been the one going into this grand jury room alone in the Eastern District of Virginia. She got the Comey indictment, and now she got the New York Attorney General Letitia James indictment. Apparently, Halligan did not even tell Attorney General Pam Bondi that she was going to do it. She just showed up like secretly and just did it on her own. She's the only person listed on the indictment whose name was signed, but now we know she didn't even speak to Pam Bondi, which is a pretty wild concept, unheard of, unprecedented, but so's everything with this horrific regime. In any event, we'll keep you posted every step of the way. Now hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. You're fully updated on everything that's happened, all the main events that have happened this morning. Hit subscribe again. Let's get to 6 million.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.